Hi, I hope you're well, and I really hope you've had a good week and that you're looking after yourself. Today's vlog is all about how we are preparing for the autumn, and of course there's some lovely cruising and some really interesting discoveries. So sit back, relax and enjoy this week's episode of the Mindful Narrowboat. So leaving Kegworth, such a lovely village, a really nice mooring. Here we are approaching Kegworth New Lock, which used to be called Kegworth Deep Lock, but they changed its name because it was putting boaters off going through it. But you can see there's a wide beam, and the wide beam can't go through it, and I'll tell you why that is.
Should be okay. We just can't get through. It's like going won't open properly.
Oh, you're on this. Oh, I see. Oh, that's a pain. So that wide beam behind us can't get through because this lock gate won't open, and of course they have to have two lock gates open to get through, so they've just called CRT. It's brand new wide beams, absolutely gorgeous. I hope they work it out. I'm a bit worried about this lock because I don't think I've got very control over the rope. In a perfect world, you'd have somebody on the bow with the rope around the blue pole near the bow and somebody at the stern, but it's just me on the back, so we have looped the rope around the middle blue pole and the black blue pole just to keep the boat in. I'm a bit scared! Jeez! Over the years in this particular lock there have been several what they're called seal hang-ups, where boats get into a lot of trouble on the seal. Now we're going up in the lock, and I think as long as you keep an eye on your boat you should be okay. Well, the Guardian's getting a good water, I can tell you that. And in the short time it's taken the lock to fill, look, there's a blue shirt behind. The CRT have arrived already. I really hope CRT can get that sorted, because the crew on that wide beam have got a launch day party planned further up the river in Barrow on Soar. And that's the thing about boating, you can be as prepared as you think you can be, but you cannot predict what's going to happen along the waterways. Now we have our toilet that needs pumping out, and on the River Soar that means that we have to travel today over 4 hours, 9 miles and 5 locks in order to do that. It's just one of those things, but we are going to appreciate the beautiful things that we spot along the way. When we were on the river with them, we had an issue with duckweed and azolla, and the CRT had introduced a weevil that ate that plant. But now, here on the River Soar, the issue is floating pennywort, which can grow 20 centimetres a day. Here you can see the swans are eating it. But apparently this year, a pennywort eating weevil has been introduced on the River Soar.
pretty name for a boat, Dorothy Marjorie.
Blimey, that's a message you don't want to be reading when you're about to go under a bridge. As well as having a university famous for its sport and many well-established industries, Loughborough is the original birthplace of the children's Ladybird books, and I'm sure you'll have some Ladybird books stashed away somewhere. Well, they're now actually collectible items. They're worth quite a lot of money, especially the older versions, and of course I carry one too.
Have a little look while we're trying to find the service point. Someone else is checking out the marina as well. It's definitely somewhere. Right, we've turned at the wrong point because I've just seen the sign for the pump out, but it is very tucked away.
Billings Lock Marina looks like a really lovely place to stay, and they were so friendly there. But of course we are continuous cruisers, so we will not be staying in marinas over the winter period or the autumn. So now it's all about starting to prepare for the colder weather.
Look at that, that looks like Chicken of the Woods. Oh, can you not see anyone? So we have a lovely volunteer who's operating the lock for us. We didn't have to get off.
Once we were through this beautiful lock, I mean look at it, it's absolutely stunning. We moored our boat in Barrow on Soar, which is a really interesting place and I will show you. But first there was some preparing to do. So now is the time of year for us to start thinking about preparing for the colder weather, and one of the things, our big theme this year is going to be saving money as much as we can, just because of the cost of living and everything and the prices of coal and gas. But one of the things we're going to do is we are going to do more foraging for dry or dead wood to dry out basically. So I need to free up one of my garden spaces at the top where I keep my veg, my little roof allotment, so we can start storing wood there. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have a look and rearrange and reduce my food roof. Okay, most of you are probably going to look at this roof and think that is just so disgusting, but it's amazing. It is an absolute array and variety of wildlife. I think I'm going to do some filming of the bugs before I get to work on the garden. So all the winter veg is going to be in the front pallet, and in the back pallet Mr. M has lined it, and then on top we are starting to forage for wood that will be chopped down more neatly, and I'm going to make, out of this black canvas left over from our pram hood, I'm going to make a proper fitted cover for that. Also, for preparations, I have ordered, which will fit on our stove, some cast ironware and a teapot, so we can start using the wood to cook with rather than the gas. This is exciting. We are going on the fossil trail. This area is very big on its lime quarrying, and in 1851 some workmen just outside the village in a lime pit discovered a 4-foot long plesiosaur dinosaur fossil. Then between 1840 and 1900 there were numerous other large fossils found, and William Lee was the Barrow upon Soar's principal collector, and when he died he was buried in the churchyard, and his collection was mainly sold to Dublin Museum. This brick lean-to attached to the granite house used to be the largest shop in the village.
Birthplace of William Beveridge.
The summer's been bliss in its faring, but now we are busy preparing for towpaths lined orange and gold, and water that sparkles with cold. Like woodlice we're scurrying and sifting, but the work that we do is uplifting. There's a warm in a tingly glow as we scuttle and skip to and fro. Above young buzzard is calling, but woodlouse continues its crawling. Then into our cabin we creep, ready for summer to sleep.